Hey guys, so I just wanted to quickly show you my favorite way of doing payouts. I'm gonna quickly just show you how it's working first. I've already set it up here. So if I hide these layers, you can see this is the original plate. All I'm doing is lens on distort and abstract the camera, and then adding two solids, one there and one there, just the planar areas covering the guy, and then we've made these two projections, did the payout, which just tracks into place. So if I just solo them to show you, you see we just got two solids with the payout applied. We just get tracked into that area. And I'm going to show you a super simple way of setting this up. It's literally a couple of clicks, and you'll get really nice result like that. So yeah, let's set this up from scratch. So I'll delete the payout, delete this. So literally all I have is my track clip. I'll literally just click on the planar areas behind the subject that I want to remove, and I'll add some solids there. So you can see in this case, behind the guy, we've got two planar areas. I'll just draw them out for you. So we've got the floor and we've got the wall here. So they're the two planar surfaces that are behind the guy. We don't just want to put a single paint out over him there, because there's supposed to be nothing there in the final. Basically, if we just put a big paint out there, we'd start to get weird parallax. It'd work for this one frame, but as we start to move to a different angle of the camera view, it'd mess up. Essentially, you always just want to look for the planar areas, so this plane and this plane behind the guy. So you can see I've done that there. I've added one to the wall behind the guy and one to the floor just below the guy. So once you've set that up, actually just hide the solids once you've got them set up. And my favourite way of painting the guy out on one frame is to use the content aware fill section, but I'm not actually going to use content aware fill. I'm just going to use this create reference frame button here. So if you click this, it's just going to open Photoshop automatically. Even if you've got it closed, it's going to open it up, and then it's going to open this exact frame in Photoshop without us clicking anything. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this guy. We're going to get my lasso tool, lasso, and then I'm going to go around the guy. And then you can see generative fills actually not available there at the moment, and you can see it actually tells you what to do. But all you have to do is go to image mode and then set your channels to 16-bit instead of 32. Just generative fill doesn't work with 32, and you want to click don't merge when it asks you. So now we've done that, generative fill's available, so I'll click that and I'll just leave it blank. That usually just removes what you've selected. I could probably use the new tool for this, but don't know, I always just opt for the generative fill. I'm weird like that. Amazing, looking good. So I'll just flick through the options and see what one my favourite is. I think that's my favourite, that first one. So I'll just click Control S for save. Then I'll go back to After Effects and I'll just right click on the reference frame, reveal it in the source project, and then I'm just going to right click reload and it'll update the frame. And it's just a really nice seamless link between Photoshop and After Effects using that create reference frame button. So now we've got it painted out on one frame, but obviously if we move to any other frame, it's not going to work. And that's where the solids come in. So if you just put one of your solids to the very top, enable it so it's visible. So you're just going to click the big button on the 3D plane stamp plugin, and yeah, it's going to do the rest for you. So it's just going to take anything under the solid you've got selected, and it's basically just going to project it onto that solid. And you can see now, if we scrub through, half of our guys being painted out. So all we'd have to do now is literally come in and feather the edge of this. So easiest way of doing that is just have the layer selected and then just double click on, I use the rounded rectangle tool. So just double click that, that'll make a mask right around the edge of the layer. Then just go on the mask expansion and bring it in a bit so it's not right to the edge, and then you can give it a bit of feathering. And you might want to just solo the layer so you can see what you're doing. And yeah, make it a little bit softer like that. So when we re-enable it now, you can see it's not so visible where the start and end of that is. And obviously you could adjust the masks because we don't actually need it to go all the way from corner to corner. We've probably only moved it around there. We could probably bring it back there as well. So obviously you only want to paint out the area you actually need to paint out. That's a good tip. So yeah, looking good. And obviously, as the plate moves, you might want to change. Well, I might want to add some curves to this, or like an exposure effect, and just keyframe it throughout to keep the levels throughout consistent. But no, that's looking really, really good. We've painted his lower half out completely, so we just do the exact same for the top half. So we just find the exact frame where the reference frame is. I'll go to that exact point in the timeline. So we're at the point where we've done our complete paint out that's on that layer. And we're just going to bring our other solid right to the top. So this is the rest of the area we need the paint out for. And all I'm going to do is click the button again. And that's going to do our projection mapping for us, make a new layer for us, and hide the solid we had selected. And you can see now we've actually got a paint out for the entire duration. We've actually removed him. So there you go.